Grey Ghost, a wild pale grey dragon who avoided humans, was killed in the year 130 by Sunfire upon the latter's return to Dragonstone. The shy dragon was vanquished and partially devoured in a fight above the Dragonmont. The final and most catastrophic mass death of the Targaryen dragons occurred during the storming of the Dragonpit in King's Landing. Driven by poverty, religious fervor, and a one-handed prophet known as the Shepherd, a massive half-crazed mob stormed the Great Dome where 4 dragons were shackled. Dreamfyre, a silvery she-dragon, was one of the older, larger dragons present. She was the mount of Queen Helena Targaryen. She was the only dragon able to break free of her heavy chains when the mob broke in. She took flight within the cavernous dragon pit, swooping down and slaying more men than the other 3 dragons combined. However, the sheer numbers of the mob, armed with crossbows and axes, were overwhelming. Half blinded by a crossbow bolt, the maddened Dreamfyre flew directly into the dragon pit's massive dome. The ancient structure cracked on impact, and half of the dome came tumbling down, crushing Dreamfyre and the dragon slayers beneath tons of broken stone and rubble. Her final act destroyed the great structure that was meant to house and contain her. Caraxes, bound to Prince Joffrey Valerian, retreated into his lair as the mob pursued him. The young dragon killed so many with his fire that corpses soon blocked the front entrance to his den. But the shepherd directed the mob to break in through the back entrance, and hundreds rushed in with weapons drawn. As Caraxes turned to face this new threat, his steel chains tangled around him, entrapping the dragon and fatally limiting his movement. At least half a dozen men and 1 woman later claimed to have dealt the killing blow. After his death, the mob cut off his wing membranes and tore them into strips to make dragon skin cloaks. Syrax was the massive she-dragon and sole mount of Queen Rhaenyra Targaryen. In the chaotic aftermath of the dragon pit storming, Rhaenyra's son, Prince Joffrey Valerian, attempted to mount Syrax to fly to the dragon pit and aid the beleaguered dragons. Syrax, however, would accept no other rider while Rhaenyra lived. She shrugged off the boy mid-flight, and Joffrey fell to his death. Attracted by the bloodshed, Syrax flew to the dragon pit area. Instead of staying aloft, where she would have been safe, she descended into the mob, killing dozens with tooth, claw, and flame. Ultimately, she was overwhelmed by the sheer size and ferocity of the rioters, and died fighting on the ground, one of the last casualties of the devastating riot. Morgul was a young riderless dragon bound to Princess Jahara Targaryen. He was chained inside the dragon pit during Rhaenyra's brief reign. Despite his chains, Morgul slew scores of rioters with his fire. His death is attributed to a massive man in heavy armor known only as the Burning Knight, who allegedly thrust his spear through Morgul's eye as the dragon bathed him in fire. Strykos was a young she-dragon bound to Prince Jaehaerys Targaryen and also chained within the dragon pit. She was slain by a woodsman known as Hob the Hewer. The man managed to leap onto her neck, locking his legs around the dragon's skull. He drove his axe into her head repeatedly, shouting out the names of the 7 gods with each blow. It was the 7th and final blow, the one dedicated to the stranger, that crashed through the dragon's scale and bone. Slaying Strykos, the final great dragon battle saw 4 dragons fighting to the death. When Adam Valerian launched a surprise attack on Seasmoke, chaos erupted. Tessarion, the Blue Queen, fought Seasmoke in what witnesses described as more of a mating dance than a battle. When Adam Valerian launched a surprise attack on Seasmoke, chaos erupted. Tessarion, the Blue Queen, fought Seasmoke in what witnesses described as more of a mating dance than a battle. When the massive Vermithor took flight, all 3 dragons became locked in combat. Vermithor killed Seasmoke by locking his teeth into his neck and ripping his head clean off. He tried to take flight with his prize, but his wings were too tattered to bear the weight. Vermithor collapsed and died, but not before mortally wounding Tessarion. The Blue Queen tried 3 times to fly again before finally succumbing to her injuries. Lord Benjicott Blackwood ordered his best archer to mercifully end her suffering with 3 arrows to the eye. The most legendary dragon duel occurred when Prince Demon challenged Prince Demon on her neck. As they plummeted from the sky, Caraxes' grip tightened even as Vhagar's teeth tore his wing and her claws opened his belly. Daemon is said to have leapt from Caraxes onto Vhagar, driving his Valyrian steel sword, Dark Sister, through Aemon's empty eye socket. Both dragons collided with the God's Eye Lake, sending up a gout of water as tall as Harrenhal's Kingspire Tower. Meleys, called the Red Queen, was one of the swiftest dragons in Westeros. At the Battle of Rook's Rest, she faced both King Aegon on Sunfire and Prince Aemond on Vhagar. Though she might have stood a chance against Vhagar alone, two dragons proved too much. The three beasts fought 1,000 feet in the air, their flames bright as the sun. All three dragons crashed to the ground with such force that stones fell from Rook's Rest's battlements half a league away. Meleys was ripped to pieces on impact, and Princess Rhaenys' blackened body was found beside her dragon's carcass. Syrax, a young dragon ridden by Prince Lucerys Valerion, was pursued by Prince Aemond on Vhagar through a terrible storm over ship. Though Syrax was younger and swifter, the storm worked against him, and Vhagar was 5 times his size. The fight was brief. Lightning crackled as the two dragons locked together, and Syrax fell broken into the storm-lashed waters below. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're a fan of A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones, make sure to subscribe for more in-depth analysis, lore discussions, and character breakdowns.